This power cannot be revoked. This power cannot be revoked. Your choice is simple. Join us and live in peace, or pursue your present course and face obliteration. Face obliteration. Face obliteration.
Hey, look, here's the deal. Look, I want to buck you guys up a little bit. Did you hear what I said? I said buck you guys up. VonAllen Sports, this is...
VonAllen Sports.
Enjoy the silence.
VonAllen Sports.
This is the man with the most badass name in sports, the Pharaoh, the Egyptian god himself, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And on behalf of my man VonAllen, we want to thank you for your support. Let's fucking go.
VonAllen Sports.
What is up, guys? How y'all doing? All right. So, interesting week it's been in the NFL for once. And not all of it has to do with stuff on the field, right? So, let's see here. I do have the window open for X on X, the live show on X. So if you guys make a comment there, I will see it. So I have that open. I would like to, start putting people's attention towards X, because I think that's the future of platforming. And I think that eventually X is going to be the dominant force in the market for videos. Things like tweeting, which already, like a few line posts and things like that, they've already got that covered. But picture, images, videos, I think that's the future. I think what will probably end up happening is X will end up buying Rumble. So X will probably pull Rumble into their taking all of Rumble's, basically videos and everything that they have, and being a direct competitor to YouTube against Google. On their own, it'd be too hard, but I think if they were to combine, so I think they have the same viewpoints, the same, freedom of speech kind of, rules and regulations and things like that. So I wouldn't be surprised. But so we need to really start getting on X. If just by virtue of being on X and communicating on X, you are promoting free speech. You are promoting being able to do what you want. On a website like X, I wouldn't have got demonetized. Okay? And it's been a year and a half since I got demonetized on YouTube, and they still won't talk to me. They still won't give me a reason. I keep getting AI. Then I'll get a person, but that they'll say they're a person, but they still talk like AI. And it's just a runaround. And so all they give you is an ability to, when the time is up. Like another, after they decline you, another month or two will go by, and then you can do it again, and then the same thing happens. You don't qualify, but they won't tell you what it is. All they do, I'm not joking. What they say is, your video is in violation of whatever, some BS. It says you don't qualify for monetization. Read our rules and regulations, whatever. They give you a link to their rules. Make the changes and then resubmit. Literally nowhere is it written about what changes need to be made. So all they do is link you to a entire library of rules and regulations. They've got more than a sovereign nation. It's ridiculous. But that's what you get with leftist bureaucracy, right? But I'm never told what I did wrong. I'm never told anything. So it's really pathetic. So who we got on today? And just remember, guys, if you want to super chat, just the link to the super chat is pinned to the top of the YouTube chat room there. Where's the super chat link? You'd have to do it from Rumble, but I get it. So don't worry. Hey, we got one right now. Awesome. Thank you, Ulf. Very cool. Okay, our first super chat in probably 3 weeks. I appreciate it, man. Elva Courage sends a $10 super chat. He says, Kirk Cousins has joined the 500 plus passing yards club. That's right. And by the way, did you know that he has more passing yards than the New England Patriots? I think that's true. I think that what I should say is, I think that game that he went, over 500 yards, I think that might be more than the New England Patriots team. If not, it's close. Patriots are hot garbage, ladies and gentlemen. And they're going to start Drake May, apparently. Oops, I'm covering up the scoreboard. Sorry about that. And I want to know why these teams like to destroy the careers of potentially great quarterbacks. I want to know how many potential Hall of Famers have we lost because of stupid owners and stupid organizations doing stupid things. Like guys that never saw their full potential, It just makes you wonder, right? It's really sad. The Gord King, what's up, man? Hey, guys, I just want to give Gord King a shout out. He's got a great channel, so make sure you check that out. It's really good. He's doing good work. Of course, me and him are very like-minded politically, and when it comes to freedom of speech and things like that. So you guys got to we got to support each other. We have to support each other. So you guys make sure to go and check out Gord King stuff. It's about movies and TV shows. That's not something I really cover here. Although I do like talking about movies and TV shows, but that's his forte. And it's really good stuff. It's really funny. Sometimes he has like some funny political stuff too, but if you like that, he also plays video games. So if you like following video games, that is also, something that goes on there. So yeah, make sure you check it out and subscribe. If you don't, I will, what will I do? I'm not going to threaten you right now, but I'll find something. So, how about this?
And I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
There you go. See, Gord King, you couldn't have got a better endorsement than that, right? So. So of course, just anyone just coming in now. So we have the 49ers Seahawks game going on. We've got both teams. It looks like, well, hang on. Yeah, it's the 49ers too. So both teams wearing their 90s uniforms. The 49ers with the red letters onto the black shadowing or whatever. That's the Steve Young era. Although something seems to be missing from that, if that's what they're going for. So, I can't place it, but there's something seems to be missing. And the Seahawks, that Seahawks look, that's the Seahawks that I remember when I was young, and they were in the AFC. So any of you young fans or young people watching, you might not even realize this, but the Seahawks used to be an AFC team. They were an AFC team forever, it seemed like. And so them being NFC, which is probably all you know if you were born, in the 21st century, or even a little earlier. The Seahawks were AFC, and they were in the they were in the same division as what is now today the AFC West. So their division rivals was the Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos. It's kind of weird, right? It's weird thinking of it that way now, because the Seahawks versus 49ers, Seahawks, Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, that's so, Seahawks really made their mark in the 21st century as an NFC team. And when they were in the AFC, although the uniforms are cool, they were just not a good team year in and year out. Like, they would have their moments, and they had some moments in the 80s, early 80s, I think, but they never really done anything at all, anything of significance. They had some great players. They had Cortez Kennedy, remember him, and they had one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, although I think he doesn't get the credit that he should. But yeah, it's should be a good game, though. It's weird that the Seahawks are 3-2 and the 49ers are 2-3. You would think that would be kind of flipped, right? So, okay, let me give a shout out to everyone who's here. Elva Courage was first, of course. Thank you so much, man. Israel, what's up? Tharn is here. Austin Thomas. Austin, how are you doing, man? Oh, okay, you already answered me. He said, I lived, bitches. Go Pats and go Bucks. So, yeah, so Hurricane Milton went right through Tampa Bay. If you guys don't realize, Austin Thomas lives there. So that was, that's been a difficult situation. But I'm glad to hear that you're okay, Austin. And yeah, just did you leave? Did you stay? I mean, what happened? Give us a little insight into how that's been going there. Steve-O, what's up? Bang, bang. The Minuteman. Yeah, I know, Minuteman. I absolutely. And that's frightening. Brandon, the Casual Gamer. What's up, man? I'm in a good mood tonight, guys. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Just am. Oh, you know what? Maybe. I know why. I know why I'm in a good mood. Okay? Here's why I'm in a good mood. I'll be right back. I want to show y'all something. Don't go anywhere. I'm not even going to leave the screen, okay? So, I'm going to keep the screen on, but I'll be right back. And I'm going to, if I don't fall on my ass before I leave this area. So, okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'll show you guys in a second. Let me just finish greeting everybody who's in the chat. Tyree Vaughn, what's up, Tyree? Oh, apparently Octavia likes you, Tyree, because as soon as I said your name, she just jumps up. What are you doing, kiddo? You okay? All right. Their cat tree is like right to my left, so if you ever hear some banging around, that's them. Earthquake. Earthquake. Just don't knock over my soda. My soda's safe. Soda's safe. That's all that matters in this world. Okay. That was a weak ass earthquake, though. All right. Hey, Tyree, can you do me a favor? Can you link this video? Could you post the link in Signal for this video into the Signal group for me? I forgot to do that in the Legion group. So other people might not know that I'm on. So I appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Ugh, did I just say bro? I'm sorry. Okay. Hey, Tyree Vaughn says that he's starting a Twitch channel. Yeah, dude, post that here and I will promote that for you. When you're ready, I mean, when you get it ready. What games are you gonna play? Gonna play chess? Anybody like chess? I can't even get anybody to play chess with me. You guys suck. All right. Okay. Tyler Belcher, what's up, man? John Mill, what is Brock's? I don't know, actually. You could look it up. Tharn says 49ers Seahawks should be called the Woke Bowl because San Francisco and Seattle are probably the top two wokest cities. Honestly, they probably should be called the Toilet Bowl. I think that would be more appropriate. Because everything woke turns to shit, right? So, there you go. Thanks, Tyree. Appreciate it, man. You like this? Okay, cool. Thank you. Like the hat? I got this from Kennedy. Robert Kennedy. Make America healthy again. Of course, he's joining the Trump administration. If Trump becomes president, Robert Kennedy will be heading, he'll probably be the head of like the NIH and the CDC and all that. So this is kind of it's a alteration of the Make America Great Again, Make America Healthy Again. So it's an RFK hat, but still same thing though. Yeah, these Seahawks uniforms are freaking awesome, dude. I honestly didn't like the 90s 49ers uniforms. I don't like this look. I never did. Back then, I always thought it looked kind of weird. But the Seahawks definitely are good. Austin Thomas asked me, was this when the Colts and this were in the same division as the Pats? Yes. So this was before the 2002 merger, or not merger, realignment. So what happened? What had happened was that the number of teams got screwed with. And the Cleveland Browns came back. So the old Cleveland Browns moved to Baltimore and became the Ravens. But then Cleveland got their team back as an expansion team. So the Cleveland Browns team that you watch today is actually an expansion team. Although they sued to get the Browns history and everything, but that organization is a new organization, technically speaking. With new everything. So new facilities, just start from scratch. So when the Browns came back in 99, that made the teams uneven. There were too many teams. Now what would happen is they want to introduce another team, which is the Houston Texans. But now you've got two AFC teams there. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to move to the NFC. So an AFC team has to move to the NFC. And they chose the Seahawks to round it out. Probably geographically, I think, is probably what they went with. They had 5 teams out west, only 4 for the appropriate west because, let's see, originally... It was weird. Originally, the Cardinals were in the NFC East. Again, that makes no sense, right? So all that got fixed. And then you had Tampa Bay Bucks in the same division as the Green Bay Packers. It was very weird. So it got all corrected, of course. But Cleveland had to be AFC. There's no way you're taking Cleveland Browns away from the AFC. It's too legendary. It's too, but with the Texans, I think it was more of a situation of let's have the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC. Let's have the Houston Texans in the AFC. Not that that's a rule or anything, because you've got the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals in the same, not only the same conference, but the same division. But I really think it was just like a Texas thing. The Oilers used to be in the AFC. Seattle was the right pick. I think it all worked out, and the divisions now are good. But I think we lucked out that in 2002 when the Texans came in, they did the realignment. I think we lucked out that the Colts and Patriots were no longer in the same division, and that created them not being in the same division but same conference. That created a bigger picture. I think Peyton and Tom playing each other twice a year, and like on Thursday Night Football and crap like that. Of course, that would have been until like 06 or 07. But anyway, the point stands is that seeing them twice a year wouldn't have the same intensity to it. Where there were times where we knew that they would always meet because they were both division leaders. They'd meet once, and that meeting was usually at the end of the season or towards the end of the season, where every win matters, and both teams were probably like undefeated or only one loss or something, and it was like the balance of power. I think that made it much more intense and crazy. Also, being in the same division, you'd have them playing in the playoffs. You could, end up with 1 versus 5. So they're going to meet possibly in the second round instead of the AFC Championship game. I don't know. It's weird. It'd be weird. So I think that worked out good for us, except that I believe that Peyton Manning benefited from that division. I'm only saying that if you believe that the Brady and the Patriots benefited so greatly from being in the division they were in, then we have to make the argument for Peyton Manning. As far as winning goes, I don't think it really matters what division you're in. But as far as personal quarterback stats, that matters. So the division would matter as far as how good your stats are. So Peyton went to, he's a Colts. He was a Colt, so he's already in a dome for 8 games out of the year. not counting any playoff home games that he's going to get. Then another game, a 9th game, is going to be in Jacksonville with good weather in Florida. A 10th game is going to be in Tennessee, which, depending on the time of year, could be, but it's still the South. It's not bad, right? And then you've got an 11th game that's in Houston against an expansion team inside a dome. So, which for the life of me can't understand why the Houston teams ever played in a dome. I know that the Oilers played in the Astrodome and never really understood that, but it's weird. But yeah, anyway. So as far as quarterback stats and quarterback, achievements, that was a great thing for Peyton. It was a great thing for him. And their style of offense and the things that they could do and all that was geared around that. That's what you do. As where the Patriots, they live in Boston, they're playing in bad weather a lot, or they're playing in New York, or they're playing in Buffalo. And even honestly, the Miami game, it's funny enough, that was the only good weather game, but usually it was at the beginning of the year and it was so hot that we ended up losing. It's funny. But Tom Brady had to, gain these stats in a different manner. It was basically hit or miss depending on which week. And what the weather was like on how he was going to get to throw the ball or if Belichick was going to let them throw the ball. Very strange for him. So Pittsburgh Steelers, no, they were never in the NFC. They were in the NFL, if that's what you mean. So before the merger, several of the NFL teams had to move to the AFC. So all the AFL teams were all naturally going to be AFC, but then some of the NFL teams had to move to AFC in order to balance it out. Pittsburgh was an NFL team, and they moved. Cleveland Browns was an NFL team, and they moved to the AFC. And they kept the Eagles in the NFC, I guess, both cities in Pennsylvania. I think they like that kind of contrast there, except with the exception of Ohio. I mean, even in New York, they have separate conferences for those two teams, but that happened naturally anyway because the Jets were a part of the AFL originally. It's so weird seeing Geno Smith play. It's very, very strange. Like, seeing him on a good team, playing well, 3-2. It's just very, very weird. Yeah, Steve Largent, great player. A bit underrated on his. Well, I know, how can you say someone's underrated when they're in the Hall of Fame? But I think he gets overlooked quite a bit. Alpha Courage says, I remember when the Cardinals were in St. Louis. So do I. My parents are from there, from St. Louis. That was the team my dad grew up watching, was the St. Louis Cardinals, both baseball and football. I think if you go back even earlier, like the beginning of the NFL, they were in Chicago. How'd we get on NFL history all of a sudden? Interesting. I like it, so probably why. Austin Thomas says, I drove about 30 minutes north and slept in my car. Family didn't leave, but everything is okay, except a lot of places don't have power and nobody seems to know how to cook at home. Well, if that's your only problem, then I'm glad to hear that. So I'm happy everybody's okay and everything's good. These hurricanes, man, I don't know. I something weird about them. Like, I don't know a lot about weather. I'm not an expert in weather or anything. The only thing I really know is tornadoes, and that's because I grew up in Arkansas. But other than that, I don't really follow hurricanes. I don't watch the Weather Channel. I've never actually been that interested in weather to begin with. All I know is that I like rain, I like storms, and that's it. But I don't focus on them or anything like that. But the little I do know is I think it's unusual for a hurricane of this magnitude to start in the Gulf of Mexico and jet across Florida, right? I mean, these hurricanes usually start somewhere else, don't they? At least that's what I thought. Maybe someone in Florida probably can tell me. But two hurricanes back to back, the way this happened, it's very odd. Very odd. Strange timing. But yeah, John, we're gonna get on that Jets coach thing here in a second. Yep, Israel, I agree. Tyree Vaughn says, I remember when Raiders were in Oakland and then the Rams were in St. Louis. Yeah, and I can remember when the Raiders were the LA Raiders for a while. In fact, I'd say all of my childhood they were LA. LA is a Raiders town. I don't know why the Raiders didn't come back here. Hey, Blind Assassin, if you got an account on chess.com, email it to me and we'll connect on chess.com. Email me at VonAllenSports@iCloud.com. Israel. So that's funny. That's what I was going to bring up. So Israel already introduced it. He says, why doesn't anyone talk about Mahomes benefiting from a weak division? So that's something that I've been very annoyed by. I've brought this up for years now. It's funny, this has been going on for years. But, I mean, it's true, though. So if you're going to apply that to other quarterbacks, you've got to apply it to the Chiefs. The Raiders have been dog crap. The Broncos have been dog crap, maybe even worse. And the Chargers are hit and miss depending on what's going on. But they were at no time were they any of them a threat to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes' entire career, his playing career, has been nothing but garbage in a AFC West. It's true. So if you're going to say that about Brady, you've got to say it about Mahomes. Although I think the argument against anyone is retarded. Yes, the Chiefs are beating up on these bad teams in the AFC West. But the Chiefs are also defeating teams in the playoffs. They're also defeating teams from the NFC. They're also, they have good records every year. So, but for the idiots that want to say that Tom Brady benefited from, the Patriots dynasty benefited from a bad division, well, at least be consistent, at least be consistent, because I remember Mahomes fans just a few years ago were saying, we're using that, and now you don't hear a peep out of them anymore. It's interesting, isn't it? What a weird animation. Looks like a video game or something. Yeah, so look at the AFC East now. And it sucks. It sucks. and nobody can decide who's going to win it. On Monday night, okay, after the Jets, think about this. On Monday night, after the Jets-Bills, one of those teams is going to take the lead in the AFC East with a 3-3 record. That's pathetic. That's just embarrassing, okay? Patriots aren't, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady aren't there anymore. So if the AFC East continues to suck, and yet the Patriots aren't blowing these other teams out of the water, then how can you make that argument? You see what I mean? It's not relevant. It's just not. Even if you go 6-0 in your division, okay, let's say that Patrick Mahomes goes 6-0 in the division. That's not going to get you to the playoffs. That's not going to get you Super Bowls. And nobody hardly ever goes 6-0. I don't think it happens very often. Now, it may have happened in the Chiefs' case, but I think usually they drop one, right? They drop one, but it's the same old argument. We've covered that, exhausted that. But yeah, you've got a point there. Yeah, Tyree. Yeah, I'll add your other number. No problem. Eddie, what's up, man? Ohio was mentioned. Yeah. So what I was talking about Ohio is I was saying that the NFL usually has this symmetry of teams, NFL teams in the same state or the same city. One will have to be AFC and the other will have to be NFC, and that kind of how they've done the balance there. The one exception is Ohio. Cardinals were really originally called the Chicago Maroons. That's weird. That just sounds weird. That's strange. What was that? That was probably what, in the early 1920s? Tharn says, I still think Brady would not have meshed with Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. Tenure likely not have been all that. Wait, what? Oh, so you don't think you think had he been a 49er instead of a Buck, the outcome would have been similar? Yeah, in this scenario though, in this particular scenario, if Shanahan is bringing in Brady in 2020. It means that Shanahan is probably agreeing to a lot of Brady's terms. The same way the Bucks agreed to a lot of what Tom Brady wanted to do and his vision and of things. So had Brady been on the 49ers, it would have meant that Kyle was going to concede, some things to Brady. So they probably would have gotten 2 Super Bowls out of it, I think. Addy Visorno says, I refuse to root for the Browns while Groper Cleveland is playing. He's a vile person, and I hope he doesn't win us a Super Bowl because it will be tainted. Yeah, it'll be tainted with his taint. Yeah. So, he's not going to win you games. This contract is worse than the Brock Osweiler contract. It's worse than Jamarcus Russell's contract. It's just bad. Austin Thomas says it went from a tropical storm to Category 5 in under 24 hours. That's what I'm talking about. Something is weird about that. I know we have some abilities to do certain things? Is there a way to supplement it? Is there a way to add to its already, where it's going and to increase its power? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had the ability to do that. The more disasters we have, the more powerful the disasters, the more they can shill for the climate agenda. So that's something there that would be useful for them if they had the ability to do that. So. John Thomas Chavez says, for the record, I'd like to humble brag that I've been Aaron's source of NFL-worthy content the past couple of weeks. It's because I've been reading the stuff he posts on the Facebook forum. Yep, darn, exactly. That division's garbage, except for the Chiefs, of course. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up here, and then we'll move on to the next. Wow, 1895. That's insane. Whoa. Man, that's when the game still looked like rugby. 1895. That's insane. I don't know, John, but Taylor Swift to me looks like Napoleon Dynamite in drag. Diddy pleaded not guilty? Interesting. He wants to go to trial. I was expecting him to make a deal by now. That's interesting. Kevin, Nightly Sinister, what's up, man? He said, if you believe in the whole conspiracy theory, it is said that they dumped a bunch of dry ice into the hurricane. Huh? It's a lot of dry ice. Drake May will be the quarterback, Mario Yoshi says. He will be the quarterback, and this is a terrible idea. Stupid. Stupido. As Milena's late mom used to say, idiots. Pederast. Idiots. So congratulations, Patriots. You are the new crap team that destroys the future of players and destroys their careers. What's the upside? What's the upside for bringing Drake May in? What's he going to do? Do you guys really believe that the Patriots are just a quarterback away? All right? And not just a quarterback that is like bringing in like a Hall of Famer, or Aaron Rodgers, type level guy or something. No. A rookie that's never played in the NFL. So what do you think he himself is? Do you think that the Patriots team is that's the missing ingredient? Because I think this is idiotic. This is absolutely idiotic. The only way you play that rookie is if you have an injury, and then you need to play him. The team is garbage, okay? It's garbage everywhere, and it's garbage because it takes time, right? We knew this was going to happen. I don't like it. I don't like, throwing it a year away, but honestly, what else are you going to do? I mean, you just lost Bill Belichick, and then a few years ago you lost Brady. There's going to be, a bit of a downturn, but don't pretty much guarantee that next year's going to suck too, and the year after that, because this is going to destroy Drake May, dude. It's going to destroy him. If he comes out firing, okay, if Drake May comes out and he is just going nuts, all right, and it's just incredible player, they're going to still lose games. They're just going to lose games with a little more fashion, a little more style, okay? It's not going to change much. And they get a win here, they get a win there, blah, blah, blah. All right. They're 1-4. It's not going to make a difference. All this will do. Now, I'm not saying it will ruin Drake May guaranteed, but I'm saying the odds are that it will. The odds are that he's going to get just destroyed. If you really believe that he's the future, if you really believe that he's got something, which clearly you do because you drafted him where you drafted him, he should not step on the field unless an injury occurs. He has not had the first team snaps his entire time as a Patriot. You can't get that as a rookie all of a sudden. You can send a veteran in there, giving them 1 week of with the first team. You can send a veteran in there, do that, okay. But no, he needs an entire offseason as the guy. As the guy. So that is next year. Like I said before, we came this close to never knowing Peyton Manning. Okay? Do you guys realize how close we came to Peyton Manning's career never happening? The Colts nearly derailed that whole thing. The Colts nearly destroyed it. And how many times has that happened that we don't know because those quarterbacks just got thrown away? How many times has this happened? It's really interesting. God, he's only 22. Man, he's a child. Jesus. Can you imagine if Drake May gets out there and he gets sacked like 10 times, and on the 10th sack, it's destroys some part of him, and that's mentally going to kill him. See, that's the thing, Tyree. Even if he does, I mean, is that really going to matter? I mean, even the great Tom Brady in his first start, second year, he didn't have a very good game, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't feel the Patriots are just a quarterback away from tearing it up. So, if Jacoby can play, you put him out there, and that's it. So. But the odds are he won't play well. But even if he does, it's just not. I don't think it's not gonna do anything. You know what would work? Maybe. Okay, so let's say that he plays the rest of the year, doesn't get injured. You know, then a good scenario would be he plays well. And he's feeling good coming the next year and all that, right? But most likely, if he stays in the rest of the year and they just suck and continue to suck, you know, then we could have the Mac Jones effect, you know, where it just starts getting into his psyche, and we just don't know. We don't know because these are college kids and they've not been tested yet. But it doesn't matter what we think. It's happening. So here we go. Looks like the 49ers aren't playing around, guys. They're pretty much just going to take this one out. Okay, so... Oh, what I was going to show you guys is that... So Milena went to Bulgaria, so she's in Europe right now. But, so, got ordered Melania's new book. Thank you. Haven't started this yet, but I love the cover. Even the without the desk jacket, it's still cool looking. Thank you there, Milena, from Milena, about Melania. There you go. See how that works? Oh, it matches my hat. See. Boom. Okay, she got me Truths by Vivek Ramaswamy. So I can't wait to read this. So this book is basically arguing with the other side, a lot of his experiences, a lot of the things that he's been involved with when he goes, around America talking to people and getting into political debates and things like that. So I'm really eager to. It's a little book, so I can finish this in a night probably, or 2 nights. And this one was waiting outside. This is awesome. Okay, Confronting the Presidents. Now, what's so good about this book is I've started this one first, so just got this, and it's basically an unbiased assessment of every president. So all the bad, the good, no spin, no BS. It's written by Bill O'Reilly and Martin Dugard. He's a leftist. He's on the right, and they kind of just make sure they keep each other in check, make sure that there's no political or spin or any kind of bias in there. So far it's good. I like it. Of course, it's got different presidents on it. One of my favorite presidents right there. I'm also related to him, if you guys didn't know. But yeah, best president ever right there. Okay. But yeah, so I guess this put me in a good mood. So really appreciate Milena doing that for me. I guess she figured her not being here, so I'm going to get bored. So I got some reading material there. So cool. All right. Okay, the Seahawks apparently aren't going to take this line down. You know what? Is it just me or did they stop showing replays like they used to? I don't really need to see the guy high-fiving on the bench. Show me the replay. Okay, yeah, all of his teammates are patting him on the ass. Okay, we get it. There's the replay. Thank you. So what happened here? What were the 49ers doing here? Oh, he just made a great move. That was all him. That was just a great move, and 49er whiffed on the tackle. Is that the only return for a touchdown we've seen this year? It's the only one I think I can think of. Oh, they can show the celebrations, but they can always show it after the replay. See, they've got it on tape. Well, look at that. Ain't going to matter, though. 49ers are going to win this. Okay. So we have the situation with the Jets. Okay, so the Jets. Oh, the Jets. The Jets, the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, so let me pull this up. The Jets fired their head coach, Robert Saleh, however the hell you want to pronounce it. Who knows? Strange timing. It's not, very surprising. I didn't expect that. I mean, I knew that him and Aaron had a moment where Aaron gave him a dirty look or whatever, but I still didn't expect him just to get fired like that. The dude's a coordinator, okay? He's a coordinator. That we've always talked about this on this show. You're a coordinator or you're a head coach. Those are different jobs. Those are completely different things. And sometimes you can be a great coordinator and a great head coach, but being a great coordinator does not mean you're going to be a good head coach. It's just a different job. It's a different type of thing. And in a way, as head coach, you have to pull back on your coordinating, tendency and wanting to do that, because you've got to manage everything. And if you can't do that, the head coach is basically a lot less about the X's and O's of football, a lot less about strategy, and it's more about management. It's more about understanding the team, the players, understanding the coaches, the hiring process, all of that. It's like a CEO of a company. And, if you work at IBM and you're a great programmer, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a good CEO, right? It's a different job. And football is very similar in that respect. He had coordinator written all over him. And honestly, I think that there's several guys I think that about. I think that about Shanahan, to be honest with you. I think he's a coordinator. I really do. There's just certain dudes, man. Shanahan's head coaching career is masked quite a bit by an amazing roster. and John Lynch is the general manager. But I'm not saying that Shannon's a terrible head coach. I just think that he's a coordinator guy. As a head coach, you have to be willing to make those big decisions and unselfish decisions. And you're going to have to be willing to put some faith and trust into other people. And you got to hire the right people. And in Saleh's case, I just think that it doesn't make a difference really. But what's interesting is this. The Muslim advocacy group called CAIR is demanding that the New York Jets answer to why Robert Saleh was fired and physically removed from the team building. Well, I think where this is coming from is that Robert Saleh wears this little arm thing on his arm, which is he's from Lebanon or of Lebanese descent or whatever the hell that means. Descent. Okay. Well, we all descent from somewhere. My God. If we all put up flags of everywhere we're from or where we descent from, our entire body would look like the Yellow Pages, or we'd look like nice NASCAR drivers. Like how many flags are you going to put on yourself? Really? And how are you going to come up with the flags of like prehistory civilizations that you descend from? What are you going to do about that? The whole thing is idiotic. And just to point out, so you don't think I'm just picking on a Jets coach here. I said the same thing about Belichick. And you guys, at least one of you remembers that episode where I went off on Belichick for the Croatian flags all over his body. It's ridiculous, okay? But they're trying to say that because of that, see, Woody Johnson is a Jew, the owner. And now that Israel attacked or got into it with Lebanon, whatever, they're trying to say that this might have something to do with it. Okay. You can fire anybody for any reason, so who cares? I don't care. But Woody Johnson didn't hire him, okay? I think one of his son or family member hired Saleh while Woody Johnson was the ambassador in England during the Trump administration. I think that's what happened, because I don't think Woody actually hired him. But either way, how the hell have you not fired Nathaniel Hackett? The only reason that idiot got hired was because of Aaron Rodgers. But the offense has been the problem for the Jets. From what I've seen, the offense is not that good. So if you're going to fire Saleh, whatever, it's not like he was extraordinary or doing anything, so I'm not going to sit here and hold pom-poms for this guy. I don't care. But you certainly can't fire Saleh and keep Nathaniel Hackett. Certainly, I mean, you would get rid of both, right? Like, I mean, if you're going to fire somebody. Or if you're going to only fire one person, I would have fired Hackett before I'd fire Saleh, if it was my situation. If you had to fire somebody. It's apparently Woody Johnson wanted to get rid of him. That's what it looks like, okay? So but I am sick and tired of this flag bullshit, okay? I'm absolutely tired of it. I don't care if you find it offensive. I don't really care. Okay? We're all from some other country at some point, except for, well, I'm not. Okay? I'm not an immigrant. Okay? I'm not an immigrant. There's nothing wrong with being an immigrant or descended from immigrants. Okay? Nothing wrong with that at all. But all this, America is a nation of immigrants. Oh, suck me, okay? No. Both sides of my family were here before the revolution. Before. As British citizens. They created the United States of America. So no immigrant. I'm not an immigrant. Okay? Can't be an immigrant to the country that you founded. All right? But a lot of people are. Okay? But if you're related to people that were here before the founding, you're not an immigrant. Okay? But even if your grandpappy, okay, got in an inner tube and floated over from Cuba, okay, or your great grandpappy, hid in the bottom of a old nasty ship with the rats and then scurried his ass onto Ellis Island and got past the naming guy. I don't care. You're an American. Your flag is America. Okay? That's your flag. If you're born here, you're an American. There's only one flag. I don't care where your parents are from. Congratulations. Your relatives hated their own country, so they moved to ours. But yet when you come to ours, you're going to celebrate the old country. I don't give a shit where you're from. I don't care. Nobody cares. Oh, I'm going to wear my little Lebanese flag. I'm going to wear my little Croatian flag. We're from Croatia. Well, move to Croatia, bitch. Move back to Lebanon, Salah. I hear it's great this time of year. I heard it was really, really beautiful seeing all the Israeli rockets coming through the sky. It's almost like another 4th of July. Salah ain't got nothing to do now. He's fired. So Salah, go to Lebanon. He's in good condition. He's physically fit. He could probably go fight. He clearly likes strategy. I mean, he's a football coach, right? You see this? This is the only flag that should be on your body. If you're an American or if you became an American citizen. Okay? Milena, you guys know Milena Nefertiti. She's from Bulgaria. Okay? I have never seen her write down Bulgaria in relation to herself. Never seen it. When someone asks her where she's from, she says Miami. Okay? You have to dig deep in order for her to give any props to her country. And the props are not even that big of a deal. Do you know why? Do you know why she does that? Because the whole point in leaving Bulgaria was to come to America to have a better life. Okay? Why would she be reaching back to something that she got away from? Explain that. I'm not trying to move out of America. I'm not trying to move into someone else's country. I'm not trying to go. I lived in Bulgaria for 4 years, and that was only because I was going to college there. I wasn't going to stay there. Not one time did I go around rocking the American flag, just out of respect for them, okay? I just did my thing. I didn't get involved in their politics. I didn't tell other citizens who their president should be or what my opinion of their decision making is, even though I have my own opinions in my head, but I never got into it with any citizens. That's their country. That's their business. And when I had to go to the immigration office to renew my thing every year, all these hoops I had to jump through, you know, it's remarkable the amount of things I had to do in order to stay legal in the country, to go to university there. Okay. I had to prove I had a certain amount of money in a bank account, so I wasn't destitute and living off their government. Had to show all evidence of where I live. I had to have full health insurance. Just all this paperwork, FBI records, everything. Okay? And I do this every year. Not one complaint. Not one complaint. It's their country. It's their laws. I'm there, and that's it. Keep your mouth shut. I lived by that code, so I expect other people to live by that too. Okay? Now, I'm just talking about people who actually are born somewhere else and then come to the United States. But if you're born here, shut up. Just shut up. I don't care if your great-great-grandfather jumped across the border at some point. I don't care if he rode with Jesse James or whatever. I don't give, or Pancho Villa. All right? Just give me a break. I don't even care if you think you're related to the British royal family. You're an American. Be American. So Seattle's not taking this line down. So I really had hoped that the 49ers were going to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If they had a top 15 quarterback in that game, they would have won. It's really, really strange how they keep doing this. I'm starting to wonder if the 49ers are actually going to win this game. Austin Thomas says Eric Mangini knew this was coming. The firing was coming. Yeah. So, you know, they're blaming Aaron Rodgers and all this stuff. You know what? Maybe he had something to do with it. I wouldn't be shocked. You know? I wouldn't be shocked. I don't think it matters. I don't think it's going to make a difference either way. The problem is the offensive coordinator. If he doesn't cost you now, he's going to cost you in the playoffs. And that's if you make the playoffs. But you probably can since you're in the AFC East. So John Thomas Chavez has managed to list like 18 freaking flags. All right, so let's go through this. Well, some of them I don't even recognize. I see Spain. I see what I think is Switzerland, England, America. That blue one with the white X, is that yeah, I don't, that blue one looks familiar. What is that? Is that an alternate French flag, or is that like a Scottish flag or something? Yeah, that blue one is, no, it's not French. The French flag is just all white. But that blue flag, is this Scotland? Or Wales? Does Wales have a flag? I don't know. I'm not very good with flags. Not good with fags either. So, darn, there's the Irish flag, Deutschland. Ooh, we got a Canadian in there too. Look at that. See, guys, if you put all your flags on yourself, it would just be like never ending. Like, how long are you going to do that, right? Stupid. The Arkansas State Fair starts tomorrow. Nice. Okay, it was Scotland. Okay. Oh, that's right. The Welsh flag is green and yeah, it has the dragon. That's right, Gord King. I know that. Yeah, now that you say that. That is cool. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, red with white crosses, Denmark. And it looks Switzerland's is similar as far as like, theme. It's the color scheme and all that. Well, that was garbage. You suck. I still haven't forgiven Brock Purdy for losing that Super Bowl. Oh, thank you, Laura. Oof. He just took him down. So, Gord King posted this meme on the VonAllen Sports Facebook page, and it shows LeBron James reading a book. It's four different photos of him reading, and it looks like he's never passed like the first chapter. And these are all different books, but maybe they're different books. Two of them might be similar, but he never seems to move on past the first chapter. It's quite fascinating. And who reads walking into a stadium? The only reason you do that is if you want people to see you reading. What, does he think he's the next Malcolm X all of a sudden? I mean, is that what he's trying to show everybody? Like he thinks he's a scholar. He puts his little glasses on and he's walking into the, like, no, dude, sorry. That's not you. All right. There's a lot of smart people. That's not you. But he's never passed the first chapter. It's really interesting. What a loser. I bet he's on that Diddy file. I bet you he is. Someone posted, Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick has said something here. He says, I look around the league even today and I can't find 5 quarterbacks better than me. There's no team that I couldn't step on the field for right now and start right away. Well, I'm sorry, but why would the slave want to return to the plantation? Right? Like, didn't he say that the NFL was like slavery? Didn't he compare the NFL to the slave trade? He did that. He said that. He was the one that said that. Sorry, buddy. Why does he want to get back in so badly if he hates it so much? What? Nobody taking you seriously, man? Nobody taking you seriously anymore? Rafael Nadal retired, for those of you who like tennis. I bet Uncle Tony told him to retire. Uncle Tony gonna hit me with the fish. Aki. Let's see. Gord King says, don't kid yourself about Kansas City or sell short the brilliance of Andy Reid. They're the best team by far, and he's the best coach by far. We just saw washed-up Kareem Hunt rush for 100-plus yards, and New England failure Juju Smith-Schuster catch 7 passes for 130 yards. It's over. They're three-peating. Well, Gord King, I can't think of a team that is capable of beating them. There is no competition. There normally, in the history of NFL, at least as long as I've been watching, there's always about, at minimum, 2 or 3 teams that all could beat each other at any moment. Sometimes there's 5, 6, or 7. And that's a really good year, you know. But even during the great Patriots dynasties, there was not a season where there wasn't at least 2 other teams in the league that could take out the Patriots, whether it was going to be in the AFC playoffs or whether it was going to be seeing them in the Super Bowl. There are zero teams in the NFL right now capable of doing what needs to happen in order to defeat the Chiefs. You need a team that is as put together as they are, has coaching as good as them, has good roster as them, and that team also has to be so good that they're not bothered by, hey, it's the Chiefs. And they have to be so good that they're able to overcome the bias that will happen naturally with the reps. To achieve all of that, there's only one man. There's only one team that has achieved such a thing. And unfortunately, he took a stupid-ass job being a commentator for Fox Games, which I really don't like. I wish he'd quit. I would include Joe Burrow, but that was kind of a fluke. That weird interception that happened in overtime. That was just too late for anything to change in that game. But those flukes aren't going to happen. Only one really blew them out, so it didn't make a difference. There is no one capable of doing this. This is a season where the only 2 teams who are undefeated left are the Chiefs and the Vikings. Think about that. The Minnesota Vikings. Yeah. Okay, well, they're certainly not going to do anything. If the Chiefs were going to lose close games, they would have lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But we know what happened. They were going to lose that game. The Eagles were just better. And I think Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback on that day overall, although Mahomes got the win. But that Super Bowl will bother me the rest of my life. And then the 49ers, that was a winnable game. But there's always something that gets in the way. So you've got to be a team that can overcome all of that. Who are they? Who are they? What's stopping the Chiefs from just continuing to do this forever? What's stopping them? Watching the NFL lately, the last few years, it's like I feel like I'm watching a production. As far as everything around the NFL seems to matter more than the game itself. What's happening on the field. So drama, attention, who's doing what commercial, is Taylor Swift in the building, who traded for who, is some player disgruntled. All the drama around it seems to now be bigger than the actual game itself and who wins or loses, and whoever wins or loses really is irrelevant. That's the feeling I get, I don't know if you guys feel like that, but I guess it's because I know what's going to happen. I know it's inevitable. Like you say, this 49ers versus Seahawks game, that this matters? Not really. The 49ers are going to win the division. They're going to go in the playoffs, and they're going to crap all over their own bed. At some point, they're going to fall apart. And then we're just going to talk about, oh, what a waste of a roster. What a waste of a team. And we're just going to continue that. The Vikings will probably, have a decent season, and they'll be awkwardly good for like a brief moment, and then they'll screw it up somehow. And we'll be cheering on the Lions, and the Lions will stumble into the Super Bowl. On the AFC side, we'll have some team that towards the end looks like they're kind of putting it together, and we'll be like, oh, look at that team. The Texans, or maybe even the Ravens, start to really pull it together, and we'll all be like, look how good they are, and oh my God, they have a chance. And then the moment they play the Chiefs, it's like they completely forgot how to play. And the same thing will occur. And the Chiefs will absolutely annihilate the Lions. It's kind of where I see this going. How do you beat Andy Reid? You beat Andy Reid in big moments by having a coach or a quarterback or both that can be at his level or better. That's how you do that. And 2004, Belichick and Brady were able to overcome Andy Reid's brilliance. Even though he had Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens and a freaking amazing roster. Go back and look at that roster. It's crazy. Brian Westbrook, just a lot of good players. And Andy Reid wasn't able to get back to the Super Bowl until when? 2019, right? And so from 04 to 19, he never went to Super Bowl. Who was in that era at the time? That was right in the era of Aaron Rodgers' Packers, Drew Brees' Saints, Peyton Manning's Colts, and into the Broncos, although they never, it depends on at what point is Andy Reid in the NFC or the AFC. Andy could get those wins in the regular season. He could pull those off. But when it came real time, it's serious, he couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. How many times did Alex Smith and Andy Reid get the best of Tom and Belichick in the playoffs in the regular season? And it didn't matter. Patriots won the Super Bowl that year anyway. So Andy and Mahomes, he thinks he's got it figured out. Mahomes throws for 50 touchdowns. He's got this record-setting kid out of nowhere. Even has a home game at Arrowhead. It's finally Andy Reid's time. It's finally his time to go to the Super Bowl. But Tom Brady and Bill Belichick said, nope. Not yet. Sorry, we're still here. They let Brady walk. Oh, I'm sorry. No, so Brady stays another year. The team, they never had to see them. The Titans did their dirty work for them. Titans took them out. So Andy Reid never had to go up against anybody. I mean, his AFC championship was the Titans. And he finally gets to the Super Bowl and he finally wins now. And it looks like the Chiefs dynasty is now beginning. It's their league now, right? Until Tom Brady goes to the Bucs, and then he runs into Tom. He's like, oh, crap. Here we go. He gets embarrassed. But that's over, man. That's over. There's no one stopping him now. There's nobody that's stopping him. I'll tell you this much. When Patrick Mahomes runs with the ball for a first down, I find it so obnoxious. I cannot tell you. He's slow. He's awkward. But yet he's always making fools out of these defensive players. It really is. It's very weird. But it's like they're afraid to hit him or something. You got to make people pay for that. You can't be letting people run around you, making you look like a fool. Remember when they made the Raiders look like idiots? You got to make people, you cannot be disrespected like that. But I agree with Gord King's assessment that we've seen no evidence that they can be defeated. At this point, I don't even think Patrick Mahomes going down might stop them. I just don't know what will. Because even if Patrick Mahomes is out, you put in a new guy, Andy's going to find a way to do something. Okay? And we've seen that before. But you still got the problem with the Chiefs being here and the rest of the league there. So it's still, I mean, it's not like everybody else suddenly got better. Of course, losing Patrick, the chances of winning the Super Bowl go down tremendously, but you're still going to be pretty good. That's what good teams do, and that's how it works. So. Oh yeah, Freddie Mitchell. Can't forget Freddie Mitchell. I mean, Freddie Mitchell should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, just because of his mouth, the way he talks. Yeah. According to him, he's a Hall of Famer, of course. That's right, Minuteman. Andy Reid's health is really the only the only thing stopping it. That's true. I guess, Israel, what I'm saying, I need to rephrase what I was saying or correct it. I'm not saying that the current backup they have would win a Super Bowl on the Chiefs. I'm not saying that. I guess what I'm trying to say is if the Chiefs didn't have Patrick Mahomes and Andy was able to go and look for a quarterback, a good quarterback, like a decent mid-level, okay? I think they have a chance. It's different now than it was before, okay? Before, Andy Reid, it was in his head, like he can't win. Now, winning is a habit, okay? So it's different. It's kind of like, when Tom Brady went down in 2008. I know everyone brings this up, but they were able to win some games because this was a great team that is used to winning. Winning is a habit for them. So even with a guy like Matt Castle, they were able to put some wins together, get some, decent, easy competition. Okay. I think Andy Reid is in that area now where they're so used to winning. The team is so well gelled and put together psychologically, just everything, that even going with the current backup they have, they could do a Matt Castle type thing. But if Andy was able to actually trade for somebody or get, find somebody that he knows would work, I think they can win a Super Bowl like that. I really do. Because there's no Peyton Manning out there to destroy the Brady-less Patriots if they ran into them, okay? There's no one out there waiting to slap them down. If there were, I would say different. If there was Ben Roethlisberger's Steelers out there and Andy Reid lost Mahomes, then I'd say, yeah, he's screwed, okay? But who is it? Who's out there that's gonna wreck that? Come on. The only thing stopping Andy Reid before from already winning Super Bowls was the competitiveness in the league. It was just too hard. It's too difficult. Now he's all alone. There's nobody left. And looks like he popped his arm pretty good. Okay, so I have a problem. Someone's apartment around here has an expired smoke alarm battery. And it is annoying the piss out of me. Okay? This has been going on for like 4 days. Hear that? Beep. Beep. I'm really close to freaking out. Okay. Told the building manager nothing's been done. And really the only thing that tells me is that it's in someone's apartment in another building. And if that's the case, oh my God. Not that that has anything to do with the show or sports or football, but I just thought I'd share that with you. Nothing is more ghetto and pathetic than letting your smoke battery go off for days and days and days. Okay? So what I'm worried about is that it's an empty apartment. Someone's not home. So that means it's just going to keep ringing forever. Ah, it's annoying. It's in my dreams now. I'm having a dream and all of a sudden, beep, beep. Yeah. You're welcome, guys. There it is again. Beep. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for being here tonight. I had a good time. Thank you for listening to me complain and talk about stuff. I had fun as always. The empty smoke alarm battery. Yep, that's the NFL. That's right. That's right. So, all right. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Oh, look. I forgot to switch my my flag here. VonAllen's America. I forgot to put the VonAllen Sports one back on. But anyway, go and subscribe to that. Let's see. I will talk to you guys soon. Okay. Thank you so much.
VonAllen Sports. Fuck you. I'm subscribing. If you're not watching VonAllen Sports, fuck you.
This is the man with the most badass name in sports. The Pharaoh, the Egyptian god himself, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And on behalf of my man VonAllen, we want to thank you for your support. Let's fucking go.
VonAllen Sports.